Welcome to my geeked out practice session. I noticed two big hawks were flying over my head, and whether I'm hitting golf balls, teaching, or in nature, I always love to stop and admire wildlife. I shortened this video to just wedge and an 8-iron. I plan to post the longer clubs next week. I do a lot of slow motion swings because when I'm in the mode of working on things and fine tuning them, I like to go in slow motion. That's my husband Adam that is hitting behind me, and he will be done hitting all his clubs and driver by the time I switch from my wedge to my 8-iron. The best part is he only hits half a bucket of balls, so I get the rest. Golf is a moving meditation for me, and I've been through every type of golf you can imagine. Junior golf, collegiate, professional. I've done a lot of competitions, but at the same time, I've given a lot of golf lessons, and I continue to. It really is a moving meditation. I really encourage not only my students, for all of you that play golf, to view it as a moving meditation over time. It can certainly be a frustrating game, and a lot of people go, you know what, how would you understand because you're hitting it solid a lot of the times? But to get where I am, to get anyone who hits the ball pretty solid, first of all, no one's perfect, so you're going to have good days and bad days. But the other one is the more you get to that level, you have gone through so many bad shots and mistakes. There's just no other way to get there. So I want people to understand, and I always have my students try to understand that, yeah, you're going to have awesome days because I'm going to show you some things that you can do that are going to give you a lot of power and accuracy and all that good stuff. So that's going to accelerate the learning curve. But that doesn't mean that you're not going to go through struggles and frustrations. As much as I may seem like an optimist, I like looking at it logically, frustrations and things that are difficult, and get through them in a purposeful way. And with golf, there are things that you can do fundamentally to get through it. What's more frustrating than anything for golfers is if you are hitting bad shots and you don't know why. And I try to help people understand why they're making mistakes and then how to overcome them. Like for that shot right there, I pulled it. That can be some of my mistakes at times. I always try to figure it out in a purposeful way, a fundamental way. That's what I mean by purposeful. Not a gimmicky way, not a quick fix kind of way. What I mean by fundamental is I go back to the things that I apply to myself, but also anyone that takes lessons from me. Like, let's get back to the setup. Let's make sure that you're balanced, I'm balanced, and then go from there. Take away backswing, arm positioning, and those are the things that I give golfers a shortcut through lessons.
Oh, you did. It went like this. That's cool.
A lot of golfers talk about how they don't like to practice. I recently had a conversation with one of my students
What are you
where
hitting?
he's really
I have a
enjoying
pitching wedge.
practice and he didn't like it before. And he realizes how much he loves it now because he can do something about it. It's not just hitting a bunch of golf balls hoping you're going to get better.
Oh, we
You
talked
can
again.
work on some key things I give to him during lessons, and that's how I practice. I don't just beat balls. There are times where I'll shape shots, get creative, and then there are times like this where I just do slow motion swings. I was pulling the golf ball to the left today when I would miss a shot
Folgers.
because my club face was closed. Throughout the practice, I squared it up as I did my takeaway and half swing, but sometimes it would be closed. What I notice is, and this is why I don't say, you know what, go practice this, because a lot of golfers are doing the opposite. So I rarely have a student where I tell them to open up their club face. Most golfers open it up too much. They fan the club face open. And so that's why I'm more specific when I'm talking about swings, because you don't necessarily want to do what I'm doing because you may not be at that point in your swing or game, or not even know that you have certain issues. And what I find is if I said, you know what, I'm closing my club face, you're probably closing your
Okay.
club face, so open it up, that wouldn't be accurate because almost 90% or more golfers open it up too much, and I have to tell them the opposite. And so that's why I like to talk through things and specify, because if I just tell you to do what I'm doing, it may not be right for you. Golfers that I teach, if I taught them what I'm doing, they would just be opening the club face too much, like way more than they should, and they already have an open club face. One thing I would recommend is check the club face on your takeaway. A lot of you have the club face open. I'm doing the opposite right now, where I have it a little bit shut and I'm gonna square it up a little bit more. But if you're gonna go one way or the other, I'd rather you exaggerate closed than exaggerate open. So you see right there, I had my club face closed a little too much, um, and then I pulled the shot. But I'd rather have that miss. I always say there's good misses and bad misses. I'd rather have a slight pull than a weak high fade or slice. All my students, the first thing I do is get them out of a slice because most golfers have that. And then their misses will be a little left or a pull. They are quality mistakes. So not all mistakes are created equal. In the end, as long as you're learning and as long as you're having fun and you're getting through it, there really aren't any mistakes. They are all stepping stones. That's how you learn. The only time it can get really frustrating is if you don't know why you're doing something or you're trying all these quick fix things. The key is to find the right information, learn from the right people, and really apply it. When I talk about how golf is a moving meditation, it's not just golf, it can be anything. I'm painting now, I'm free diving in the ocean, washing dishes, vacuuming the house. It's all moving meditation. So if you watch this video, I'm not really on my phone. I'm just, once in a while talking to Adam. I look around to see animals if they're nearby. And I just keep hitting. I'm not in a rush either. That's one thing I notice is people, when you tell them to focus a little bit and not get so distracted, what a lot of golfers end up doing is, okay, I'm going to get focused, and they start beating golf balls really fast and they get very intense. Focus can be soft and it can be, not so aggressive and yet very powerful. That's the thing, is we think in life that being gentle and calm is weak. You're actually conserving energy and using power and speed in the right way at the right time through impact. Because I said that, I don't mean for you to try harder through impact. That's a big thing that's going on where it's like swing harder, swing faster. It's not about that. It will go super fast if you do the right motion. Then you don't try so hard. So I'm not out racing my mind and my body, just kind of being purposeful and the right movements. And I emphasize the proper movements. And how do you know, right? How do you know if it's a proper movement?
Can you do me a favor? Can you video my swing?
You want me to start bringing it there?
No, just with my camera.
Well, you feel progress. Even when you have good days and bad days, if you're learning from
Thanks, babe.
the right source, you feel like you're progressing. You understand why you're hitting bad shots, and you understand what you need to do to get out of it, which makes it a way to improve without so much frustration or anger or that feel of not getting anywhere. That's why a lot of people don't like to practice. They feel stuck, and it's like, what's the point? But when you start doing the right things, you go, wow, like that feels good. And it's a way to repeat good movements and to get out of bad habits. So you just feel like, wow, this is great. And you don't even always need to go hit balls. You can do swings at home. I mean, when I was competing and things like that, yeah, I would hit a lot of golf balls. But I use it now as a moving meditation. It's just, I've got other activities that I love. I've taken on free diving and painting and gardening. I just love this time of hitting golf balls, and I feel like I'm still progressing. That's what's cool about it. I feel more coordinated. That's what I've helped also with students, is as students get older, or the ones that have already retired, they were stiff and not moving really good, and then as they start learning the right things, they become more supple and flexible. It just looks like, you know what? They're not going to hurt themselves just moving around. It's like they become more coordinated. So they're actually gaining coordination. Love to encourage that if you do the right things, the golf swing can actually enhance your flexibility and coordination. Any activity done with the right movements can enhance coordination. So it's not just the game of golf. It's just something that I do. It's really good. I encourage people to even go for a walk and do it purposefully, like become more aware. I hope to host the second half of this practice session next week. You can go to junsgolf.com, JUNS golf.com, sign up and become a member, and you can see how these movements can enhance your golf swing and game. And I have an in-home videos that I'm posting that you can practice along and practice at home. That is something that is so enjoyable. It's something you can do and not have to go to the range all the time. You can practice at home as well. And it's a great way to just relax and meditate and move and get more coordination. It's not even about playing golf. You can just build that fluidity in your mind and body. All right, take care. Peace.